Hi guys, we went live again. Yeah, so I'm gonna just pull my stuff. Hang on a minute. I got better background than that. Yeah, I can dropping my fork and everything. Yeah. Clean that up. Nice brand new fork. So in the middle. So, hi, how you doing, guys? Good morning, guys. Good morning, or good afternoon, I suppose, huh? My little hair is all messed up from walking this morning. It's all right. I'm gonna be doing the live thing at the thingamajiggy. Over there, just you don't see all that crap in the way. It is what it is, I suppose, huh? Here we go. Now let's go back over to the YouTube, F-tube, I call it. Okay. Hey, good afternoon, guys. So, so today we're doing an egg. Well, we was starting to do an egg fast there, but we ran out of eggs. Let me turn the volume down so you don't hear my voice coming over that. If you are, and don't forget to give me the bell notification button. And yeah, this is like another unannounced pop up live. I wasn't going to be doing another live this afternoon, but I got something very nice to tell you guys. So I'm doing a beef and butter fast right now because I ran out of eggs, and so basically beef and butter is pretty much that is beef and butter. So right now I got a couple of hamburger patties that I made, and put them up in the air fry with a little bit of butter, salt and pepper, a little onion powder, a little garlic powder. Really good. And what I like about the beef and butter fast is that, um, it's very healthy for you. So, let me go into my other channel, browser, my YouTube. Okay, here it is. Just trying to get my watch hours up there. See if anybody wants to join me. So I went out for a walk this morning. Had a nice walk, and I walked about 4 miles today, and I feel pretty good right now. And hey, Tamika, I got some great news to tell everybody. So I think watching the video late. Yeah, so I stopped at the Main Street Cafe this morning to get a coffee because I went to the City Hall. I grabbed out a few photographs. They're just starting to set up the trees. And 45 trees are going to be up for this year, and it's a process, and it'll be ready for public viewing on Monday. So I'll go down there on Monday, and I'll go down on the internet, and I'll show you the trees that we got at the City Hall. So then I go down to the Main Street Cafe, and then I was having a cup of coffee, and I was talking to Rose, and I was Tara come walking by, and she said, "Ronnie, there's an envelope for you that's been there for quite a while." And so I go, okay. So I go talk to the girl that worked in the store. There's an envelope for me. She goes, "Yeah, you're Ron, right?" So this is what the envelope said to me. I said, "To Ron, my Facebook friend, I hope this note finds you well. I've enclosed a little something for you and your wife. Maybe use some of it. Take your wife. It says maybe use some of it to take your wife out for a nice dinner. Please enjoy. God bless you, and you're a good man, Ron." All right. So, Tamika, this is what was in the envelope, and I'm not kidding you. I don't make this stuff up. $500 cash, all $100 bills. Can you imagine getting that out of the clear blue sky? Hi, Carla. So I was just telling Tamika, I go into the store where I get my favorite cup of coffee in the morning, and an envelope was left in the store this morning for me. That was in the envelope. I mean, how touching is that around Thanksgiving time? So, and I'll read the note again. And so the note says to Ron, my Facebook friend, "I hope this note finds you well. I've enclosed a little something you think for you and your wife. Maybe takes maybe you yeah it says maybe use some to take your wife out for a nice dinner. Please enjoy it. God bless you. And they said you're a good man. And they didn't sign it. It's just kind of like an anonymous letter. And Tara, the girl that's Dean's wife or backslash girlfriend, I guess. Yeah, she runs the store with them. And she told me he's been there for a while. And I just thought to myself, well, maybe it wasn't meant for me to pick up to now, right around the holidays. But isn't that nice of people to do that? I was so overwhelmed. I was crying in the store, and I showed my wife that, and she was crying too because nobody's ever done anything that nice to us before. And I don't ask for charity. Excuse me. I don't ask for charity, and somebody just gives it out of the clear blue sky. And yeah, and so I couldn't believe it, and it goes, holy crowley. So we'll use the money wisely and everything like that, because I got to get some new gloves and stuff like that, and I got to get some scrapers for the car because we lost all that in the flood. And that money was probably there right after the flood, for all I know, And I go down there quite often, and nobody picked up on it that was mine, And for that kind of amount of cash to be in an envelope, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, $500, all $100 bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to use the money very, very wisely and put it towards Thanksgiving meal. And they'll probably donate 100 of it back to the mayor and the fuel assistance program. And yeah, so I'm very, very touched, and I'm very, very overwhelmed. Whoever put that money in an envelope, because I didn't. It's something I didn't expect. And then yesterday, I got a text message from my friend Bobby Joe that she used to live downstairs, and she said, "Ron, I'm getting married on the 23rd of December, and I'm getting married in the city hall. It's going to be on a Saturday. Would you be interested in doing the wedding for me and taking some photography? And I'll pay you." And she said, "How much do we charge?" Well, I typically don't like doing weddings because they're very, very stressful, especially if it's a church wedding, and it's more for an advanced videographer, photographer. So I told her, I says, "Well, you know what? I'll leave that in your ball court. Why don't we just do the wedding first, film it, take photography of you guys getting married and stuff, and if you happen a reception afterwards, go take photographs of all that, and then whatever you think my time is worth, I'll leave that up to your ball court, okay?" And again, I'm not out to bust anybody's budget when it comes to photography or video, because me, as much as I've been doing video for a long time in photography, I'm still a work in progress. And I'm really taking my time and putting everything all together when I go on a location and do stuff like that for the city. I just enjoy what I do, and I enjoy helping people and giving back to the community. But I don't ask anything for return, and it's just something that I do out of my heart. So we did a egg fast yesterday and Monday. Well, actually, it was Monday, Tuesday and Monday. I ran out of eggs, so I decided, since I'm out of eggs and I got to go shopping today to get some more eggs anyways for the holidays, because I always like to have eggs on hand. We are going to a beef and butter fast starting today. And basically, a beef and butter fast is pretty much that. And I'll have and I do a future update, I'll have the link that explains all about the beef and butter fast. So it's just basically beef and butter, or say like you get like a 12-ounce ribeye steak or something like that, and you cook it up any way you want to cook it. You put a slab of butter on it, and the rule of thumb is you eat when you're hungry, and you stop when you're not, and that's it. And I usually eat a couple of those a day, and I'm fine with that. It could be any form of beef. It does not have to be just steak. It could be ground beef, which I'm having right now. I'm having some ground beef patties that I did up in the air fryer. These came out really, really good. What I did was I put a little bit of Redmond's real salt on it, and then a little bit of season it with salt, pepper, and onion powder and garlic powder. And then after about 20 minutes at 350, they came out. And I like all my meat well done, by the way. So this came out really, really good and tasty. And my wife and I bought chew my food properly. I don't want to choke on my meat and stuff. Yeah, I love ground beef. I can eat that all day long and steak. I love it. When I get the steak, I get the ribeye steaks or the beef Angus steaks, and I score it and I season it really well, and then I'll put a little bit of uh, olive oil on it, with the spray. And then what I'll do is I'll get it nicely crusty on both sides, and I like my steak well done. But when I make it that way, the steak just falls right apart with a knife. It goes, oh my god, it's so good. And then, of course, the beef and butter fast, it doesn't have to be isolated to just beef. It could be fish, it could be chicken, it could be poultry, it could be anything. And yeah, enjoy it, Ron. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, can you believe that, Carla? I just can't. I just can't believe it. It's like holy crowley, $500 somebody gave me, and yeah. So what can you say? So thank you. I didn't expect that, and I didn't ask for anything. So they must have knew we were going through a little bit of a rough spell. My wife was in. My wife spent 3.5 days in the hospital before I was able to bring her home, and the cat and I had a rough spell, and of course we lost everything in the cellar basement, and wasn't able to recover anything. And I figured I lost about $5,000 worth of stuff in the cellar. I got to replace all my winter stuff. I got to get a couple pair of gloves, one for driving and one for the snow removal, and I got to get some scrapers for the car for the new car, and snow brush and another snow shovel for that. Because I like to have a shovel, even though we don't have to shovel the driveway or anything. Sometimes the snow is so high, you got to shovel out around the car. And somebody get a regular broom. I'm going to use that for a snow brush as well, because we do get that much snow here at time in the wintertime. But isn't that something, guys? Can you imagine $500 there and all of a sudden out of the clear blue sky like that? And this time of year, any time of year, I it's really much appreciated whoever donated that, because I'm just so touched and so overwhelmed. I took a photograph of that because I did put the note up on Facebook, but I didn't put the amount underneath the Facebook to let people know, But even if it was a bit of $25 gift card for a restaurant or something like that, or even for the Main Street Cafe, which we were down there. That's one of my favorite coffee shops in Leominster. In fact, it is the favorite coffee shop of mine in Leominster. I'm always down there talking to the girls and guys there, and the ones that work there. And he's always putting out great quality food over there. I just kind of wish, they kind of bring me aboard there for like a little bit there, just so I can kind of like cook for them and do some low carb, recipe meals, because it's everything they make, it's got sugar in it, sugar. They should really make a variety of sugar and non-sugar products similar to the sugary ones with less than half the calories, and you might find your sales might pick up even more if you did that. Because not everybody's into the sugar routine. Right? I'm in my 240s right now, guys, and I'm very disappointed in myself there, and my leg and my hip has been killing me, and I suspect it's because of all the extra weight I put on over the last 3 or 4 months. It's like a snowball effect. You eat stuff, and everything starts tasting good to you, and then the next thing you know, I'm making bad food choices, but I shouldn't be doing, and because I just enjoy eating. And that's what the problem is. Everything I eat, I see, and I want to eat it. And I go to the store, I haven't seen it. Oh, geez, I haven't had these in a while. I got my hand on it. Next thing you know, it's in my mouth when I'm home. It's the same way with Italian bread. I love Italian bread. If I'm picking up a loaf of Italian bread, I'm sitting on there, and I'm going to slap on butter on that whole entire loaf, and I'm going to eat that whole loaf in one shot, other than what my wife eats. That's why you got a weight problem. And if you're not careful and vigilant, if you're trying to lose weight, you're going to have a weight problem. You got to be conscious of what you're eating all the time. It does take much to gain weight. I've been there before, and I continue to be there and continue to work and try to work the weight off. It sucks being heavy. It really does. And not only that, it's not good for your health. I got a lot of skin issues where my skin that you can't see. It's absolutely terrible. And it's a word that begins with EZ. I can't pronounce the word. It's psoriasis. It's all autoimmune. But some of that can be controlled through proper dieting. And Dr. Ken Berry has a lot of great videos on there for carnivore. Carnivore is just basically a meat-based diet, which is a really good weight loss plan. If you're interested in doing that, I would suggest doing your homework. I've done carnivore, but I wasn't doing carnivore right. But I've done the beef and butter fast many, many times, and I really like it. Now, one of my back in 2020, in the early days when I did my first beef and butter fast, I lost like about 11 pounds that for that week, and I did phenomenally well. That video had over 1,500 views in the first week that I had it up there, and it's still there. But I what I've been doing, guys, is I've been going back to my older videos, and I wanted to see what works in the past, what could work now, because well, geez, and that's why I was documenting my journey through video and through word tech, and then I would write down what I ate that particular week on a journal log, well, something like this, not like this, but this is my grocery list for today. But I have an open book that said daily log, and it had calendar dates and everything on my activity, what I did that week, and that's how I was been very, very successful in losing weight. I got away from that, plus weighing myself up every day or every other day just to know what I'm at for that week, because you have to weigh if you're serious about losing weight, you have to weigh yourself up, and don't be ashamed of it. It is what it is, and so I've been very successful that way, and I want to continue being successful that way. So that's why we go back to old school at times like we are right now. We got a big holiday coming up next week, and you just have to. I'm going to be very careful when I eat. I'm not being sucked into playing those games this year. I love turkey and I love all the trimmings that go along with it, but on a typical Thanksgiving plate there, between the gravy and the roll and all that, and if you do a regular mashed potato and all that stuff, it can pack typically around 3,500 calories for one meal sitting. That's a lot, So I'm going to be picking up some cauliflower this time. Actually, I'm picking up. Wife and I are going shopping later today. I want to pick up a whole cauliflower, and I want to take off the white part of it, and I want to put it in the food processor, and I want to see if I can make a mash and see if I'm okay with that. And then if I'm okay with that, I'll make a mash next week for my Thanksgiving, and she'll have regular potato. And if my sisters come over here for Thanksgiving, then they'll have the potato, and I'll have my cauliflower mash. But just keep it very, very sensibly for next week. I'm not doing those games anymore. I was going to get a custard pie and all that, but that will always be there for me. I'm not playing those games this year with that, because my health is more important to me right now. And I've been dealing with this cold. I don't think it's COVID, but who knows? I never got tested for that, but I've been dealing with a bad cold, and I got my sinuses have been all clogged up in that. I've been having terrible night's sleep in it. Last 3 or 4 nights, I've been feeling run down. I've been like hot and cold all night with with my big woolen blanket I got on, and I've been doing I got the heating pad out if I need it, and I've been dealing with my cold that way. And cold is, you guys know if you get a cold, you pass it along to somebody else in your household. I gave it to my wife, and my cat's been sneezing a little bit, So, it just stinks there having a cold and just dealing with it. Cold takes a long time to get rid of it. Yeah, it can take it upwards of 2 or 3 weeks to get rid of a cold, and so I'm just dealing with it the best I can, and I felt pretty good today. I'm walking 2.5 miles today, and I felt good getting out, getting some fresh air this morning. Again, we're going to go grocery shopping this afternoon. We're going to get all our oddball stuff for next week, and then next week we'll pick up the turkey and whatever else my daughter wants to get. But I'm going to keep Thanksgiving down very simple this year, and I might even go live on Thanksgiving Day and Wednesday night on Channel 5 locally and nationally, I believe, too. Their Fitchburg-Leominster game is going to be in on TV through Gillette. The kids are playing the Gillette Stadium this year. How cool is that for the high school kids, right? So, and that's kind of like their Super Bowl. This is the longest rivalry, the second longest rivalry in the country for the high school Thanksgiving football games. They usually play it on Thanksgiving Day, but this year they're playing it a day early, and it's going to be on national TV. So these are some things we got looking forward later on today. And what I did with I took a 2.5 pound thing of ground beef. I made 4 ground beef patties. My wife she's having one for dinner. I'm having 2 now. And I got a couple more hard boiled eggs I got to finish up what I made the other day. And then, the egg loaf I got to finish up. And then even though I'm going to be buying more eggs today, just to break up the egg fast, I'm going to be doing the beef and butter fast. And then I'll probably pick up a few more slabs of steak today if they're not too expensive, if I can find the kind of steak that I really like. But I love the first cut steak. It's on the idea of a beef Angus steak, but it's wicked flavorful, and when you cook it, it comes out pork tender. I don't know why they even call it first cut steak, but Yeah, so I did make some these today. The hamburger patties are really, really good. Now, normally the old Ron would have eaten this with a couple of hunks of cheese and a nice hamburger roll bun there. But we going back to what worked in the past should work again. So I'm going to kill the video, but I just wanted to show you what I got today as a gift, and I'm very excited about it, and I'm very grateful and very, very thankful. But enjoy your day, guys, and don't forget we'll be doing game night tonight if Anne Marie's not too tired, and I'll talk to you guys then. Have a great day, guys.